We all know that we were quarantined in the beginning of the year because of COVID-19, but does anyone know what did we do with all our free time? One thing I know is that I spent 10 hours a day with this hook and balls of yarn crocheting while watching TV. If you do not know what crocheting is, it's just basically putting a loop inside another loop and chaining it together. You must all think that I might have a problem spending all my time doing one thing instead of doing something productive like browsing TikTok and watching The Tiger King on Netflix like everyone else was doing. But crocheting and doing something other than work and school was beneficial to not just myself, but also my family. I would like to explain how I was able to adapt to 2020 through crocheting and how it was able to benefit my life through historical and scientific facts. Right now in our culture, we are experiencing a time in our life that is giving discomfort, and for many people, change is not very welcome. I would like to explain that there were times in the past where people in society prevailed to unexpected events, like us, and with COVID-19 and 2020. There is also, according to the CGOA, Crocheting Guild America, it's Irish family and the Irish famine. And crocheting was actually one factor that was able to pull them out of poverty. They were able to crochet in between farm chores and outdoor activities during the daytime so they could take advantage of the sunlight. At night they could crochet by candle or lamp. Many times the people making these pieces would be people in poverty. And the setback is that they would dirty the items a lot of times, but fortunately they could clean the items easily and sell them to people who are not aware of their poverty-stricken conditions. In response to this growing trend, schools were created and groups were organized to teach others about crocheting and how it was able to help those during the pandemic. Families were able to make more money. That means they could save up and immigrate outside the country. And by immigrating outside the country, they spread this well-liked crochet skill that helped many families during the Irish famine at the time. For example, in America, Americans widely accepted this new craft and used it for many years until this day. Comparing this to my situation, crochet gives off the same effect and importance to myself also. Learning crochet also allowed me to acquaint myself to other people who knew how to crochet. I wouldn't have known that my aunt and my grandma knew how to crochet if it weren't for me stepping up and trying it out. We did crocheting circles and showed our creations with each other. It was super fun. This had kept us inside for long periods of times and better our relationships with each other. Other forms of hobbies such as sewing and crafting, not just crocheting, are also forms of stress relievers that many people depend on currently through the pandemic. Since the beginning of the year, many people have been experiencing record high anxiety and stress. And according to the article, Getting Through a Pandemic with Old-Fashioned Crafts by Rosa Inocencio Smith states, all of us amateur crafters alone in our room are filling our empty space, each shaping a single tenuous strand into something with strength and body. We are making something lasting out of solitude. She means that we can make use of our time doing a repetitive and simple activity that can benefit others, not just yourself. Something as simple as crocheting can be representative of doing your part of keeping yourself inside and keeping less dread. This includes crocheting with other people and enjoying something that everyone likes, not just crocheting. It could be video games, reading, or even sewing, or even like drawing. She then compares to other crafts that are very popular this year also. For example, sewing masks were very popular at the beginning of the year. There are those who make masks for healthcare workers or donate to other people, and this very well helped out with the spread of COVID-19. By both following COVID-19 regulations and being a part of those who wish to end the spread of is an effort in itself, and being able to sew or like crochet would be able to help in the spread of COVID-19. According to the article, Crocheting as a Spiritual Discipline by April Fiat, thinking and doing something repeatedly helps stress and anxiety go down. I can relate to this a lot because by crocheting, thousands and thousands of stitches, I was able to think of only of what's happening at the current moment, not what was happening before or what's going to happen in the future. Also, she states the medical benefits such as decreased risk of memory loss and ability to cope chronic pain conditions, keep muscles and joints limber, and create less worries about other things. That's probably why most people who crochet are probably elderly people. She describes crocheting as a spiritual discipline, which is understandable knowing that you could just focus on one thing and do it for a long periods of time without thinking. Crocheting also helps kick out distractions from the heart and the mind, and with all this being very important considering all the hardships that most people are experiencing during this year. Although this year was not what everyone had expected, crocheting is a great way to take a break and forget about negative things. It reveals that crocheting was created on the basis to escape a pandemic such as Irish famine. Although crochet might not be desirable to other people, but it created a lesson that any hobby, whether it is sewing, playing video games, or reading, or anything else, can be a way to rise up from an undesirable situation such as COVID-19. And this special year we are living in, crocheting may reveal to you that even though there are times where things are not going your way, you can enjoy it to the best of your abilities. Thank you.